Thank you, Presiding Officer. In 2007, I was elected as a local councillor in the Wish area and was elected onto the Scottish Accident Prevention Council Home Safety Committee. And it was on that committee that I learned some of the shocking statistics about accidents for our children and young people, and learned that this was really an issue of social justice. Because in socially deprived areas, children are 5 times more likely to die in an accident. Not all of those will be in play, of course, but we know from the research done by ROSPA that much of the accidents that happen to young people are in a play environment, and we see much more of them in the long summer holidays than we do at other times of the year. James Dornan talked about the issues that can affect a family in terms of play and interacting with their children. And ROSPA's own evidence in this area would back up that when the stresses of life are such that families are disengaged or there's drug or alcohol problems, then the children's play activity does suffer. And the ROSPA experience shows us that that means that these children are far more likely to have accidents in a play environment. So getting this right, working with our partners and making a play strategy that works for Scotland is about social justice. I'm very glad that there are some good examples out there of work in tackling some of these problems. Network Rail, who are in the process of electrification of their lines across Lanarkshire and Falkirk in my region, have a project working with the Scottish Youth Theatre called Rail Respect. It's been rolled out in North Lanarkshire and Stirling and is about to take place in Lambert High School and Carring Grange School in Falkirk in my region. This is a project that, through a series of workshops, engages young people in their decision-making process about how they play, where they play, their risk-taking, their respect for other people and their respect for one another. And in so doing, give some of the life experiences that Fiona MacLeod alluded to, life skills that give them the chance to make better decisions about their own safety in their play areas. I'm also very glad that the Scottish Government is working in conjunction with ROSPA in providing home safety kits for referred households in poor areas that allow not just the provision of the kits, but they're actually engaging with the fire service and with other home services in the area to actually fit the kits into the houses of people that have been recognised at risk by the agencies involved with them. And I think this is a great step forward in improving the play environment and the home environments for young people. And they have also engaged the acclaimed children's author Linda Strachan in publishing a book called The Birthday Party, which is for primary 5, primary 6 age children. And it's a book that really makes them aware of the dangers round about their own house and their own areas in the context of a birthday party at a friend's house. And I know they have an ambition to make sure that every five-year-old in Scotland has access to one of these books. So getting this right, for all the reasons that have already been mentioned today about the emotional well-being and the development of our children, it absolutely is about social justice. And if we want to meet our ambitions of reducing inequality and improving the welfare of our young children, I think the play strategy is a great step forward in establishing that in our country. And on that note, I'd like to give an example also in my region in Thornley Primary School in Wishaw. Thornley Primary School sits in a council estate. It has had its challenges over the years of deprivation in North Lanarkshire. It's a very strong community, but nonetheless suffers from a lot of the social problems you would imagine from an area of that type. And prior to 2010, the school, sitting where it did in the centre of the community, was often a target for misadventure in the evenings and vandalism in the local area. But in 2010, Thornley Primary School embarked on a project to completely transform the outdoor play area at the school. It was designed, it was about active learning in the classroom and beyond, and it was all about innovative outdoor learning. The whole project was designed around risk, about getting better risk assessment for children, about adventures, about shelter building, natural play materials, and completely transforming the whole nature of what the feel was for that, what had been an urban play area. It was not without its challenges, and not the least in tackling some of the complaints from parents about not just having to wash their children more, but wash their clothes when they come home from school. But nonetheless, the school developed a policy, engaged with parents in the local area to really get them to engage what was quite an innovative project. They have a fallen tree in the grounds. They have a fire club after school and a fire pit in the grounds that the children are allowed to use. Jane Baxter talked about the children playing with the boxes and you know, the creativity. They have a whole series of den material, posts, flags, blankets, crates, and they have hay delivered to the school once a year, in which the children are encouraged to go and build dens and use that material. And the children worked with a local artist also, as mentioned by Jane, in how much they were involved children. They designed willow tunnels and shapes in the playground that they wanted to use. And I was lucky enough to attend the launch of that with the Minister Eileen Campbell in 2011. And it's really taken the school from strength to strength, because they have gone on to have an outdoor conference, which was a big success, and they invited the local community, many of the children giving up their Saturday to come along and explain what this meant to them. And in January this year, they were awarded the Keep Scotland Beautiful campaign for their playground. This has not just transformed the opportunities for the children at Thornley Primary School, but the pride that the local community take in that school now is evident to all, and play has been truly transformational for them.